Hello everyone. Once again, I welcome you all to another episode of Expert Talk Show series. And in today's talk show, we have Shoumyo Bhattacharya with us. He is Masters and Bachelors in Pharmacy. Along with that, he is also PhD in Pharmaceutical Sciences with expertise into epidemiology. So now from today's video, we will learn how PhD can play a crucial role. If you are a PhD, then how it can help you in your future growth, how it can help you to get a opportunity inside pharma sector. Yes, but to get maximum out of this interaction, please stay till the end of this discussion. Yes, so let's begin this interaction. Hello everyone. Once again, I welcome you all to Career in Pharma. So today we have a special guest with us, and his name is Mr. Shoumyo, and he is into pharmacovigilance and clinical research industry, pharma industry. And now, without further ado, with Mr. Shoumyo only, we will start this introduction and this interaction. I hope you will love this interaction. Yes. So good evening, Shoumyo.
Thank you, Nima. Good evening. My pleasure here coming to this platform and interacting with you. And I hope we'll talk about many aspects. And I hope the viewers who will be listening to this conversation will have a lot of insight to the various aspects as well. So uh, I hope that this will be a very interactive session, and this will actually be a very fruitful session for those who are trying to enter into the field of pharmacovigilance. So thank you, Nima, for inviting me.
And thank you for coming here. Yes, so we are going to, even not just our audience, definitely I'm also going to learn a lot with this interaction. So yes, Somu will start with your introduction, which I want you to start. It starts from your qualification and then till your professional journey.
Yeah, sure. So to start with, my name is Shoumyo Bhattacharya. I am basically from Calcutta, but I'm staying in Mohali. And I did my B.Pharm and M.Pharm from Manipal University long time back, and then further in from Himachal I did my PhD. And after PhD, I was concurrently also a faculty there, and I was into academics for I think 5 years, and then after that I shifted to this pharmacovigilance. Currently I'm working in Parexel for the last 10 years. After the shift in academics, I directly started with Parexel, so I'm here till the beginning of my professional career in pharmacovigilance.
So much variety is there in your profile. I would say because PhD, then academics, and then into industry. So with
Yeah.
this next question coming to my mind is why you decided to come to this sector where you are currently. And I must ask in this way, like, what was the turning point in your life? Because you must have continued into your core academic as well after doing PhD.
Yes, I think there are a lot of aspects to this. I was doing my PhD, I was solely and wholly into academics. And as we say that the whale doesn't know the camel. So I never knew the pharmacovigilance field. Nobody told me about it. So perhaps I would have not even gone to my PhD as well if I knew this field existed. So it was a
Mm-hmm.
natural progression for me when I completed my master's.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking that basically everybody who completes masters in pharmacy has basic two fields to go to. One would be manufacturing and research and development, the other would be the academics.
Hmm.
So my inclination was into academics, and while in academics it was something like I got into a PhD program, so that was again something I didn't work for it, but it was something that I got through, and then I pursued that field as well, and I was also teaching. So once I completed my PhD, basically the experimental part, what I learned was, I think there are something more. It was something of a yearning that to go into more professional aspect, into industry as well. And I just happened to come to know that in Chandigarh there was this particular company which catered to pharmacovigilance, and that was called as Quantum, which is now Parexel.
Mm-hmm.
And, somebody told me, "Why don't you try?"
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like, okay, let's try something new. Let's see what happens there. Let's give an interview, and let's face it. Let's see where I stand. So I went there, gave my interview, got through, and then it was a very tough decision for me, because me and my wife both are into academics. Both are PhDs, and wife was also teaching with me, and we took a very hard decision that
Mm-hmm.
me moving out into the field of pharmacovigilance, and let's see what happens there. It was a challenge for me,
Mm-hmm.
and something that I thought would suit me, the kind of work that was there, and just got through, and just continued from there. So it's been 10 years now. Slowly I also got my wife into this, and now
Oh,
she's also into pharmacovigilance, and we both are there in the same company for the last 10 years. Me 10 years, my wife 5 years, so we are good.
great, great. So just curious to know, like you are PhD, definitely in PhD there are, different topics, or I would say subjects. Like what was your subject?
Like I did from herbal medicine, so my subject was closely, very closely related to pharmacology. I did
Mm.
anti-osteoporotic studies, which is still
Mm.
continuing in my university where I am, where I had done my PhD, so they have continued my work from there.
Oh.
So that's a good thing. But then those are the aspects where actually I got to know more about pharmacology. I got to know more about pathophysiology, which basically helped me, still helps me in this field as well. So
Hmm. So, at the time of interview and all, when you shifted to pharmacovigilance, as per you, like your this PhD, what was the which helped you more, like your pharmacy, B.Pharm, M.Pharm knowledge, or your PhD? Definitely, pharma knowledge helps you, but like PhD, how it helped?
okay, there's also a story behind it. Like
Hmm.
I was teaching as well, as I said
Hmm.
before. So I had got this very difficult topic to teach the students called as pathophysiology.
Okay.
And me coming from like pharmacognosy, which is herbal medicines, it was very difficult for me because at that time somebody left and I had to fill in the shoes of that person, and I was supposed to teach them. So I started really learning about all the aspects of this new subject, which I had done long time back in B.Pharm. So that was something that I was teaching, so I had to have the complete knowledge. uh, I was already inclined into pharmacology, so that
Mm-hmm.
was something that was there because I was good in that, and that was more into the conceptual based kind of a subject. So that was something that attracted me, and I think to certain extent PhD in the sense that I was ready for anything. So a
Mm.
PhD person has lots of ups and downs in life. So I think I was ready for it. And those are the few things that actually became a very turning point, because the questions that were asked, I definitely I prepared and I went, but then the questions, some of the questions that is a bit beyond you, but then it was something I could answer during my interview. It was very grilling interview, let me tell you. But then I could answer them, the only fact because I was teaching, and I
Mm.
was also like the PhD was there because the interviewer was by she was also a PhD, so she understood and she asked those relevant questions, and that's how I cracked through and then continued
Mm.
them.
So with this, Somo, there are many PhD holders also we see, because we also have a
Yes.
lot of audience in our YouTube channel, and we also get regular queries from PhD holders, like
Yeah.
where they can start, how they can start, because inside pharma also we have many verticals: pharmacovigilance, then medical writing, then clinical research. So what you would suggest to any PhD holder who want to come to this industry?
Yeah, I think PhD holders by themselves, they must be very good because they have done a PhD and they have done a research thesis and everything. They have got an exposure to a lot of literature articles. But then there are absolutely this is a paradigm shift in the work that they do here in pharmacovigilance or medical writing, as you may call it, and what you have done in PhD. Because in
Hmm.
PhD, yes, definitely there is a problem. You try to solve that problem with the various aspects to it. You search for it, but then that is not very application based,
Hmm.
whereas in pharmacovigilance or medical writing is completely application based. So you have to basically broaden your horizon when you come for pharmacovigilance, or try to come for an interview or embrace this domain of pharmacovigilance and medical writing. You have to come with a clean slate, that you know
Hmm.
nothing about it, and then you start from the beginning, and then you start learning, trying to find your strengths within that system, and then probably figure out what is best for you and then go forward with it. For me also the same thing happened when I joined. I think I struggled for around 8 months
Hmm.
because that was something that was very difficult for me, because I was a PhD in my own field, but then
Hmm.
this is absolutely new. This is completely out of my domain or my comfort zone, and
Hmm.
I had to relearn, because I have to unlearn first and then
Hmm.
relearn everything. And I think if you are able to make that kind of a change within yourself, definitely you're going to succeed. And
Hmm.
the knowledge and everything that comes with it, um, with the PhD program, actually helps you in the longer run. But in the shorter run, in the beginning months, you have to actually basically learn everything from the scratch.
Okay. Yes. So on a longer run, PhD helps, but yeah, at a
Definitely,
fresher
it
level.
helps. Yeah.
Hmm.
To
Hmm.
start with, might not. I
Hmm.
think to start with, you have to begin with those who are from different other fields, like M.Pharms are there. You
Hmm.
have the MSCs, you have the BDS, you have
Hmm.
other fields as well coming in. So you have to learn with them. Maybe in the longer run, you have that advantage, you get that advantage with time. So that helps you in the progression.
Hmm. So with this, Somu, was one thing I'm curious to know, because being from academic, when you do PhD, you go to academics. It totally different kind of role you play. But
Yes.
here inside industry is a totally different kind of role. So, and every industry, everything has its own pros and cons. So I'm not comparing, definitely these two are totally different, but what advantage any person can have by working inside industry as compared to just into academics.
Okay.
Hmm.
To be very frank, number one is the salary.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, the salary structure in the industry is much better, much
Mm-hmm.
more incentive driven,
Hmm.
and work efficiency driven. So that is one thing that is there. So you get you reach to a point after 5 years much faster than you would have imagined. So
Hmm.
that is one thing. The growth is pretty good. The remunerations and a lot of other things are there associated with your salary, which are much better than what you get in the academic field. But then I'm not comparing this way, but
Hmm.
then academics do also have their own perks, do also have their own advantages. I still miss my teaching days, but then
Hmm.
uh, coming to the stark reality of it, uh, maybe you will be more focused in the industry with in terms of your work that
Hmm.
is there. In teaching, you do a various broader aspects of teaching, be it other aspects of teaching, where you are conducting some lectures. Here you are doing a lot of other activities in the teaching. Here you are totally committed to a specific kind of work. And that's the basic difference between both of them. And further on, the opportunities in the industry are much more than what you get in academics, and there are many number of industries which have this kind of medical writing and pharmacovigilance sectors in it. There are big multinational companies are there, so I think your scope of work also increases as you progress with time, with your experience, so you will have a lot of flexibility there. So that's there.
And work from home opportunity, definitely something we can
Yes,
get.
I purposely did not check that part, because a lot of companies do provide work from home. A lot of companies do not do that. We at Parexel do have this option of work from home that is there. I still go to office though, but then yeah, that's a advantage that you get being at home. You, if you can create a good environment where you can work productively with efficiency, definitely that work from home is something that if you have that kind of a leverage in your company, definitely you will be more comfortable.
Okay. So with this, Somo, other question is like, if in layman terms you can explain your current role, what is
Okay.
exactly your current role in whatever you're doing currently?
So currently, like I didn't tell my designation and everything in the beginning, so let me introduce that to you as well. So I am a manager in medical writing, and I do a very specific kind of work, that is pharmacoepidemiology, which is absolutely different from what I have done in my PhD program, what I have learned in the past. So coming back to the point where I said you have to relearn by unlearning first. So I did that. So that was a natural progression that happened to me, and it was a nice thing that happened. I started with doing medical writing, core medical writing, which we have some specific documents that we author called as PBRs and ACOs. Different documents are there, regulatory documents also there. So those are the things that I was doing. And then suddenly, and then again, let me also emphasize on the fact of my PhD coming into play. It so happened that the company wanted people to have a good knowledge of literature articles. I happen to have a good number of articles that I have published, so that helped me. That
During
helped
your
me
PhD
understand the
days?
field. Yeah, during my
Oh,
PhD and MPharm days as well, I did some
okay.
good articles. So those things did help me, and uh, I started getting into these literature articles very fast. I could understand that, and that was a natural progression where they thought, okay, this guy could do something, so let's pick him up and put him in the epidemiology, and let's see what happens. So I that was a special request from a client, and there was nobody there to take up that matter, and uh, they chose me. I didn't know anything about epidemiology, let me tell you frankly, when I started. So not even the E I knew of epidemiology. But then I said yes, and I started learning. I took up books. I started reading epidemiology. I started doing epidemiology right from the beginning, from the basics, and I started practicing it, because we used to have these kind of long reports where a lot of epidemiology data had to go. So the company, the managers, they helped me a lot, but then I had to learn myself, and during that learning process I started doing good, and slowly it's been, I think, 8 years I've been doing epidemiology since then, and I'm the very few people in the company who does this kind of work. We do basically epidemiology from literature, which is one of
Okay.
the main sections, some of the sections that go into larger documents, big documents that are submitted to various agencies. So we do that, and it's been a success since then. So that's a good aspect that has come out of this learning. And now I'm teaching others also doing the same thing. So that's good.
So because of your M pharmacy and PhD, like you did many this thesis work and all, right? That helped you.
Yes, yes, that helped me literature, because if now I look at myself and I see myself in the past when I just completed my PhD,
Mm-hmm.
there has been a lot of change in terms of understanding of literature, because yes, in PhD we do a lot of literature and this and that, but what we do is a bit of haphazard work.
Mm-hmm.
And in this kind of work that we have, when we study literature, we study the systematic reviews, we do systematic reviews, we do meta-analysis, we study meta-analysis, and these are the things that we usually don't do in PhD. So the PhD audience here who are listening, when you think about literature, we believe that a PhD person do have a lot of knowledge in literature, interpreting a lot of data,
Mm-hmm.
but then you have to learn more, because what you understand or what you study in your PhD is very minimal knowledge when it comes to actually when you start working in an industry. So a lot of learning is required there as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so with this, just curious to know this, what is this pharmacoepidemiology? Pharmacovigilance, we all know, like
Right.
this pharmacoepidemiology, what it is.
Basically, it is something like this is a very layman kind of
Mm-hmm.
a way of understanding what the work I do. When we have a lot of adverse reactions coming out of a drug,
Mm-hmm.
usually the EMA or the FDA, which are the main organizations who control a lot of aspects of the drug, they
Mm-hmm.
say to the company, okay, now we see that there is a very high rise in the ADR or adverse drug reactions from this particular drug, for say paracetamol.
Mm-hmm.
So please do a search. Please check within your company what kind of data you have regarding this particular adverse reaction. So the company starts working on it. The company starts putting in their database data and everything, whatever they have in place. They have their own systems. They have their own portals where they can gather the adverse events from the drugs that they are selling.
Mm-hmm.
So those are collected.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe in some cases, whatever information is there regarding the ongoing clinical trials, they also collect that kind of data, and other clinical trials associated with the similar drug. They
Mm-hmm.
collect all the data. Now the data is there from the clinical trials, from their database, but then there needs to be a comparator. So there
Mm-hmm.
needs to be a comparator which can actually assess, okay, so if the information regarding all those who are in the real world, we call it as real world data, where basically apart from clinical trials, if you go into the drugs which are taken by the general public, they are also taking other drugs, they are also taking uh, a lot of other medications, and they have other diseases in place. So in the real world, what kind of effect is there of that drug, and whether that drug produces that kind of an adverse event, or the frequency of that adverse event is there or
Okay.
not. So we
Mm.
we study that aspect, and then
Okay.
that particular data is then compared with clinical trial data, with that of the company's databases, and they
Mm-hmm.
try to figure out whether there is an increased frequency of data that is coming or not. So we
Okay.
what we provide, or the what pharmacoepidemiology provides, is basically a control to what their data is, and then that can
Okay.
be compared with.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Got it. Very nice explanation and easy also. Yeah. Okay.
So
So that is pharmacoepidemiology.
yes, that is only a part of what I am doing. There are
Hmm.
multiple other. Understanding the disease is one aspect to it. We do try
Hmm.
to understand a disease from the epidemiological data. For example, we did a lot of work during the COVID-19 period as well. So,
Okay.
understanding the kind of data that was rapidly changing, and we trying to understand the kind of hospitalizations that was happening with COVID-19, and the various variants that were coming into place. So a lot of work was done during that time. And also we do a lot of search and research on work that maybe the company is trying to build up some work around a particular drug, and check whether there could be a possible events, rise in the event. So we do
Hmm.
that kind of study as well to try to understand that as well. So a lot of other things are there, but basically we try to derive uh, epidemiology data from literature articles.
Okay. Okay. So like your is specific to from literature data.
Yes, there are a lot of other aspects also. You have
Hmm.
real world data coming from some specific portals are there where you can bring
Hmm.
out the real world data, and the
Hmm.
softwares are there. So this is the hard part where you
Hmm.
search every literature and figure out, okay, what kind of data is there, trying to understand the author's concept of the work and trying to replicate and figure out what you need from that data. So there's a lot
Hmm.
of difference in there as well, and trying to figure out what they are understanding, what we want from the data that they are presenting. So those are the aspects that we look into.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, so with this next question is like, I mean, yeah, corporate work is totally different from like academics. Yeah. So just want to know in this process, any sacrifices you made to cope up with the corporate environment?
Uh, I think I gelled very comfortably in the corporate environment. I think it was something that came natural. I do understand that a lot of people don't have that kind of
Mm.
an experience as well. So we usually take a lot of PhDs in our pharmacoepidemiology because we understand that this is the work that PhDs can do, and we also see a natural trend that some people do very comfortably accept this kind of work, and some people are unable to, and then they move on. They then pursue postdocs, and then they go into academics as well. So it is kind of a thing that happens. Either it happens or it doesn't.
Mm.
So I can't say there is a particular aspect or a trend to it or something like that. It is your personal way of working that is there. For me, it was very natural when I started. Yes, there's a struggle of 8 months in the beginning because you come from a complete different environment,
Mm.
and to adjust to the industry environment is sometimes it takes time. I also took
Mm.
a lot of time, and but then slowly I started understanding the various aspects and various things that are needed to survive in this kind of environment. So those are the things. Once you start changing your approach, changing your behavior accordingly, I think it is very easy to adjust to it.
Mm.
So yeah.
So with this, Somo, can you quote? I would not say skill, but yeah, maybe any if 3 to 5 features, anything like that, which you can say that if you have this thing, you will be able to survive in corporate. Like not exactly skill, I would say, in
Yeah,
terms
I
of.
understand what you want basically from me. See, number one, very straightforward, blunt is honesty in work. That is something that you need to have right away. Honesty, hardworking. Now, a lot of people do say, okay, I do smart work also. Yeah, but then smart work comes after hard work.
Mm.
So you have to do that hard work to get that smart work some maybe somewhere around after 2 to 3 years. So you have to consistently do that kind of a hard work. So that is something that you need to have. You need to have patience. I
Mm.
think you might not get the results at the first, but if you keep on continuing, and these are, I think, very general terms in terms of any kind of work. Okay, so
Any
you need to
industry.
have those. Yeah, you need to have those. Something special in this industry is nothing. You need to have a good communication skill to go forward with, because probably you'll be talking to international clients, you'll be talking to a lot of industry people. So you need to have that kind of caliber
Mm.
to express yourself and express what you want to say. And these are the things that you need to have to survive. When I take interviews, I only see one thing, that is honesty in work. If you have that
Mm.
kind of honesty in work, I think the rest will automatically come. You will
Mm.
start following, because you see a lot of people around you and they also have that kind of work ethics. You need to have those principles in your life and work ethics to guide you throughout the journey. So you need to start developing those things right in the beginning as you get yourself entered into this kind of a work field. So if you have those, I'm sure that nothing can stop you. And skills are there. You need to have working skills. Obviously,
Mm.
you need to first learn the skills. Once you learn, then you consolidate with what the learnings that you have, and then start having those skills with efficiency. So once you have that efficiency in place, I think there's no stopping for you. You can progress um, up the ladder.
Yes, so honesty is the best policy.
Yes, honesty and hard work.
Yes.
Honesty doesn't get you anywhere. So
Hmm.
you need to have the hard work also. I do very much believe in hard work, or what I call as donkey work. You have to do to some extent, because unless you do that, you won't get the smart work out.
True, 100%. Yes, yes, yes. So, with this, Somo, next question is what is your message to fellow aspirants who look forward to make a career into medical writing?
I think medical writing is a very unique field.
Hmm.
I think academics is more into learning, learning, learning. Medical
Hmm.
writing, I think, is more translates into what you call as practicality of it, and it translates into application part. So
Okay.
I think a person who is not maybe not good at studies. I was not good
Hmm.
at studies, let me tell
Mm-hmm.
you frankly. So a person who is not good at studies doesn't need to feel disadvantaged with this kind of work,
Hmm.
because it doesn't look into your academic aspect. It looks further than that. That is basically whether you have the ability to apply and provide that kind of work that is needed. So
Mm-hmm.
application based more, if you are into application based kind of a thought process, definitely it is something that you should go for. And it is nothing like in academics, people who are good in academics will do good here as well. It doesn't happen.
Hmm.
We have seen many examples of that. And we have seen people who are toppers who come here
Hmm.
and then probably not able to perform for XYZ reasons, maybe just
Hmm.
because they are not inclined to learning to that
Hmm.
extent, and they might not translate their skill further. And we have also seen very average people doing very good here.
Hmm.
So most of the people I know are very average, and they did very well here around just because they are able to apply themselves. It's
Hmm.
it's something called as agility. You
Agility.
should be agile to a particular learning. You must very easily slip into that learning mode, and then from that learning mode is easily start providing or apply yourself into providing the output. And
Hmm.
that is what is needed. And I think that is the main thing that which I see in a lot of people successful in this field of medical writing. Further, I think yes, you should have good uh, presentation skills in
Hmm.
terms of communication, because it's all about presentation. So you need to have that, because I also see a lot of people who have a very good scientific bent of mind but are unable to express themselves.
Hmm.
So that is debilitating in your career path. So you need to
Correct.
have that aspect as well, to ensure that the science that you are thinking about is
Hmm.
translated into words, and then
Yes.
people will definitely appreciate you accordingly.
Correct. Correct. Yeah. Many people they have lot of thing inside them, but they are not able
Yes,
to express
you
that
need to
thing.
express yourself. That
Hmm.
is something that is always there. You need to provide your inputs every time. So you have a meeting where you should be able to tell what you're thinking, and that
Hmm.
is very important. So that I think gives a lot of value to you as well, and to bring you up in
Hmm.
front of everybody. So yeah.
Yes. So yeah, with this next question, Somo, is one of your biggest learning from the industry and any regret if you have.
I don't have any regret, frankly speaking. I regret, yes. Let me talk about the regrets first.
Hmm.
Okay, because there are very few. I don't have any regret. I think uh, I have comfortably gone through the system. I understand you need to have certain skill set to manage your path in
Hmm.
the pharmacovigilance and medical writing. And if there is any regret, I think the regret is me sitting long hours in front of the laptop. That is something that was not there in academics. If I say academics was more into running around one department to the other department, so you are active all through. But then here, yes, and that is something that you get used to with time. Because initially, it was very difficult for me to sit in front of the laptop for maybe 30 minutes or 40 minutes in the office. And then suddenly I started increasing time, and slowly it happens. You need to keep yourself fit also in this kind of work, because I see many of my colleagues suffering from a lot of problems of the back, the neck, because of long hours. So you need to
Yes.
keep yourself fit. So that is there. Otherwise, I don't see much of. There's a lot of scope here, so there's no regrets as such. I think. Uh, Advantages, or what I see good things about is you have a lot of scope here. I think I saw myself a bit restricted when I was in academics. No hard feelings for academics as such. I still like it. I still love academics. I sometimes go here and there and give guest lectures. That's the least I could do for academics. And within other teams also, I give a lot of lectures on epidemiology and stuff. But then, yes. There's still like a lot of scope in industry. You can have a lot of fields. I think pharmacovigilance or medical writing is a huge field, and you will not be able to master everything. So you can only stick to a particular aspect of it. But if you are doing really good at that, there are a lot of openings for you everywhere. So you can do that. And since there are a lot of other aspects as well, so if you're not good at one, you can always try for another aspect, which basically you interests you. So I think those are the things where you can go about, and you can have a lot of scope there as well. I think to start off with, you should have a skill of keeping your ego aside in the beginning, because you are in the learning mode. So when I came, I saw a lot of seniors who were of equivalent age that of my students. And at that point, I thought, yes, I have to keep my ego aside and I have to learn. So if you can learn, then probably you will be in a position where you can maybe become a more important member in your team, and then there from there onwards you progress further. So I think good things otherwise is basically you are in a very good I think salary wise it's quite good. I think you need to put some hard work here and there, but I think that's acceptable everywhere. I think home working is there, as you said before. That's there in some places. In some places it's not there, but then still, if you get a chance to do home working, nothing better than that. You can sit at your hometown. You can save a lot of money by that. So that's also there. And I think apart from that, yes, you get a lot of exposure. That's something that is not there otherwise. You talk to clients, when you talk to clients, they listen to you, they provide their input, you get to know their way of thinking. If you have a chance, then you will also be part of several meetings where the clients come and they visit your offices and they interact with you. So you get to have a lot of exposure, and you automatically you start thinking like them. And that's where the change occurs, and that's where you slowly start differentiating yourself from what you were before. So I think these are the specific things I believe that changes you
Yes.
completely.
So 100% true, and we had a very good learning that keep your ego aside. So that
Yeah.
yeah, something which we need to do. I mean, at an experience level also, like for lifelong learning, it is
Yes.
required.
Yes, and
Mm.
I think when we come from PhD, I think we do
Hmm.
have a certain kind of an aura. We develop ourselves that we are
True.
PhDs and we are expert in what we have done. But then again, coming to what I said before, the whale does not know the camel. So you will never be able to know what's on the other side unless you go and venture out. And once
Correct.
you venture out, you will see that you are a minuscule in front of the entire professional field.
Hmm.
So, and then you start realizing, yes, I need to learn. There's a lot of learning that is still there. PhD is something, yes, I've got the degree. I'm happy
Hmm.
about it. And but then that's nothing based on what the world is. So you need to keep your ego aside.
Yes, true, 100%. So yeah, with this, Somu, last very important question, because
Yeah,
nowadays there is a lot of buzz around, artificial intelligence,
yeah.
chat GPT. In chat GPT, if you give any question to chat GPT, it will type entire thing.
Mhm.
So basically, especially for medical writing, or maybe not specifically for medical writing, like entire industry, how this AI chat GPT going to change the thing, and will it affect the job market also inside pharma?
Yeah, fortunately, I've done a lot of work. I did a small research on ChatGPT.
Mm-hmm.
The company wanted us to do, and we did that, and to try to figure out, okay, what can be done, because this is very new. Uh,
Hmm.
Considering the fact that yes, internet was new 10 years back. Okay, we
Hmm.
didn't know much about internet 10 years or 15 years back, and suddenly after 15 years you get an AI that's coming out. AI is going to change the dynamics of the entire industry, if I can say. But in doing so, there will be certain restrictions. Okay,
Hmm.
you can't just set AI free. It's then going to be Terminator Part 4, straight cut.
Hmm.
Okay, so AI is going to have restrictive kind of a work environment where that can do some things, that will not be able to do certain things. To a certain extent, on an intellectual side, what I have seen is AI is not that reliable as such, and it sometimes gives out fake answers.
Hmm.
So we did a lot of research on that as well, in a company, where we found that this AI is is making up articles and providing us full articles. It's not there in the internet. So
Hmm.
so
Okay.
it is something that is not very reliable, I must say.
Hmm.
But then we also found that if you give the correct inputs to AI to formulate a kind of a question, or to formulate anything, maybe a summary or something like that,
Hmm.
in a very restrictive way, you restrict its environment, then probably it will give you some good answers. And it is going to change, but then the understanding is still under development. I think
Hmm.
in medical writing, I have not seen much of a change otherwise, because our company is very actively working on AI and other things that will help various aspects of pharmacovigilance. It has not yet come out with something very concrete. It's still working on it. Concrete in the sense that it will be a magic. It will change the dynamics of everything. That has not come out yet. So
Hmm.
we believe it will come out in different other fields, probably when you are going in for any kind of I think understanding of adverse events and everything. It will help out in collating the data and giving you some simplified data, uh,
Hmm.
so that can be easily interpretable in a various aspects. So it can do all those things, but to certain extent you need a human to run the machine.
True.
So that human aspect will be there. In terms of medical writing, the more you are aware of what AI is doing in the field, the more you will be in touch with the reality. Otherwise, someday that reality will hit you so fast that you will not be able to recover.
Hmm.
So you need to be aware of your surroundings, not just working in what we call as silos, in your bubbles, and then probably forget everything what's going around. So I think you need to be aware of the surroundings as well, where the developments are happening, in what extent they are happening, and how you can incorporate those in your work. And little by little, some things happen, and then slowly you get to do something about it. We presented one session in our company regarding AI. It was very well received. We told what at present what we can do and what we cannot do. And it was very well received, and people did learn a lot about it. And I saw a lot of change after that. People have started using the aspects what we had showed them. Nevertheless, you must also understand that AI has to be in a restrictive environment, because the documents and everything that we are using have very high confidentiality in them. So AI, if you just throw it there, then there is no confidentiality then. So I think there are certain restrictions that need to happen there as well. So it's still under progress, but a lot of things will change in due course of time.
True. So yeah, it will take time. Definitely, maybe another 5-10 years very easily. It's not.
Yes, it will take 5-10 years. Definitely, it will take. But side by side, a lot of things are also changing and happening. So you must be aware of everything that's happening. So for my audience as well, I would also suggest them to just have a look around and see what AI is doing, what are the new techniques that are coming up. If you are looking for going into the field of pharmacovigilance, medical writing, then there is scientific writing, which is something different. So you have to start thinking about those fields separately in a different way than you are thinking right now. Start exploring them. And I think because I have seen in a lot of interviews, we ask questions, very simple questions. What is pharmacovigilance? People are not able to answer because they are not coming prepared. You have to really prepare yourself. I remember I prepared for 7 days before the interview, and rigorously I studied. So you need to come prepared for your interviews. Wherever you need to apply, you apply there, and be prepared, understand what's there in the domain, study that. Before that, you need not go into any particular big time pharmacovigilance course. You can do smaller courses. There are lot of smaller courses also. There are some free courses also. So start. If you want to invest your career in this field, then you have to start working from now on, and you start spending at least 2 hours a day understanding what the entire domain is about. And probably, I think those are the small steps that you need to take for a successful interview or career or whatever you see.
Yes, 100%. Preparation is required for interview. You can't just
Yeah,
go,
we are very disappointed sometimes. We see like PhDs, because we take only PhDs in our field, what we do, and we see PhDs, we see their CVs, very impressive CVs they bring, and then when they start the interview, we ask some basic, simple questions. They don't know anything about it, and then we start thinking, okay, what to do with this person now? What to ask further? Because that person doesn't know anything. It means not knowing is fine. But then right basic things not knowing means you did not even care to study what you're applying for. That's the mindset that we check.
Yeah, not knowing, correct. It shows actually mindset.
Yeah.
Very good thing. Yeah.
So
just coming for interview without preparation. Yeah.
Yeah. So those are the
preparation
things
required.
Yeah.
So yeah, so with this, Somu, now we are going to conclude this talk show. If anything you would like to add for our audience, please.
I think we did specifically talk a lot about PhDs and stuff, but then I think it is what I said is applicable to M.Pharms, MSc, those who are applying for this field. Go search, give a good read of what your domain is about. Go and search for job opportunities. I am sure if you can enter with a good mind state and enter the interview with a good mental state, knowing a lot of things, I'm sure that you'll be able to crack it. Understand where which companies do have this kind of work where there is medical writing, where there is pharmacovigilance. Many companies are there, let me tell you. And many are there in South India, many are there in Hyderabad. I think Mumbai is there, Maharashtra is there, Gujarat is there, Ahmedabad is there. So there are many companies there. Karnataka, a lot of places. So please go there. You need to leave your comfort zone. You have to, if you need to rise in your career. So be ready for that kind of a challenge. Build yourself, study hard, understand, take a course or something, whatever you feel like. There are a lot of YouTube. I think Nima, you also have a lot of inputs on this field. So go for those kind of inputs. Understand what people are trying to tell you about interviews and everything, and read those things up, and then go and you will crack, because you are going at the phase 1 level of entry level. So entry level, you are not expected to know everything on that domain. Nobody expects you to know that as well, but they need to, they will understand you better if you are able to answer certain basic questions, and that's where your mindset is also assessed, whether you have come prepared or not. So be prepared, go there, crack it. I don't see any way why you will not be able to crack it. And you might not crack it the first time. Give it a second try, third try, fourth try. It's fine. But once you get it, you are through. So that's fine, absolutely, I think.
True, 100%, and really a very valuable suggestion for all our audience. So yeah, thank you, Somu. Thank you for this entire conversation. And I personally had a lot of learnings through this entire conversation. And once again, thanks to you for accepting this invitation and coming here and sharing your valuable suggestion.
Thank you, Nima. It's such a wonderful way of ending your weekend, actually. Trying to tell everybody, see, these are the basic things. You do these basic things, and you are sure to succeed. And I am very grateful to you to connect with me, and I wish I could, even if I can change one person's thought process here with this kind of interview, I think it's a success for both of us. So I think looking forward further. If you have any questions, please reach out through Nima. No problem.
So Somu, we can share your LinkedIn profile link in our description.
Yes, but don't bombard me with a lot of CVs coming in, because that usually happens with me.
Yes.
Once I posted one, and then I think 100 messages I got. So don't bombard me. You need any kind of support or thoughts, definitely, please feel free. I will respond to you. I might be late because I don't look into the phone so much. I hardly get time. I need time for my work as well as for home as well. So I don't do so much of internet surfing otherwise from LinkedIn and everything. But then I will definitely respond to your message. That's for sure.
Yeah. So guys, please don't bombard Somu LinkedIn profile with resume. Okay, so we are not here.
Yeah, questions. Feel free to ask anything. I'll be very happy to answer you all.
Yes. Okay, Somu, thank you for this conversation. Thank you once again.
Thanks, Nima. Wonderful talking to you.
Thank you. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this interaction. Personally, I learned a lot from this interaction. So my key takeaways are, please keep your ego aside if you really want to grow in your life and in your career. Second thing, how being a PhD, you can have an edge over others in your future opportunities and growth, and how being a PhD, you can start a career into pharma sector. So these are my key takeaways from this interaction. Please mention your key learnings, key takeaways from this interaction. Please mention below in the comment section. And also, please don't forget to like, share this video and to subscribe to our channel if really you are getting valuable insights through these interaction which we are having with industry experts. Yes. So with this, I'm going to conclude this video. We'll be coming soon with some fresh next video. Till the time I come again, till that time, please stay safe, aware, healthy, updated, and keep exploring new things. Thank you.